Something I've learned in my work with kids is that a little planning goes a long way. And this is one of those things that is much better to get individual coaching on because it's very specific to the family and the kids and the needs and all of that. And so this video is just some ideas, but it's generalized. It might not be an appropriate fit for every family in every situation. But something that I have observed is that if you can get your kids into a routine where they nap or rest around the same time. Again, this is age appropriate. So, you're not going to have your 7-year-old, for instance, during the summer taking naps. But you can have, your younger ones, baby, toddler, try to have them rest around the same time. And the older one maybe, gets to have their TV time then or read books. Something where you can feel like you have a break. So something that I've observed is if I don't pay attention and their naps gets kind of, staggered, I get burnout much more because it feels like you never have a time off. Again, sometimes it's not possible. If you have one who's sick, you have one who's really little that isn't very regular with naps. Again, it's all depending on the family. But, even if you have a 5 or 6 month old, for instance, and, you kind of have to fuss with them a bit until they fall asleep. Once they fall asleep, if you still have a 1 or 2 year old who takes naps, but it's a little bit more like you can kind of move the time around a little bit, try to put them down for a nap when the baby's sleeping, because the baby's a little bit harder to know, like when he's going to fall asleep, and then you get a break where, both of them are sleeping and you can, get some housework done, put your feet up, do whatever you need to do. So a big part of fighting against burnout that I've found is to try to plan, scheduled breaks. And even if you have some who are going through, a sleep strike, I call it, and you just can't get them to nap. Again, you can still, have a healthy boundary that's good for them, good for you. Again, put the oxygen mask on yourself first. You don't do your kids any favor if you get burnt out and you have nothing left to give them. So even if you have, a 3-year-old who's kind of like maybe phasing out of naps or just going through a phase, you can still have them like, okay, this is your time to look at books in your room. Again, they might not do it at first, but you just keep encouraging them. Okay, no, this is your time. Go back and read your books. Make it a pleasant time, not a punishment. And they will, pick up on it. They'll pick up on it. And it'll be that time where it's like, no, this is mommy's break time. This is your book time, And of course, reading to our kids is very, very important, but it's also important to encourage them to have that quiet time. They can draw, they can color, where they don't have to be, entertained every second, because that's not good for our kids. So, just encourage, just some encouragement for you parents out there. Try to schedule that you have, again, it might be 15 minutes during the day where you can actually, breathe. But just try to, and as your kids get older or they get more used to the routine, it can get longer. Just try to schedule that break time throughout the day so everybody gets, recharged. So this is your little tip for the day, something I've found. Remember, if you like what you see, please reach out at Averos Coaching. I'm here to help. Bye-bye.